Hello, in this video I'm gonna tell you whether macOS or Windows is better for creators and professionals, and I'm gonna talk about different aspects of it, in which aspects should you choose macOS and in which Windows. And so let's begin with video editing because it's the things that I personally know about. That I personally work in. You can see I'm recording a video right now. So speaking of video editing, macOS is excellent with Final Cut Pro, which is macOS exclusive and has great optimization and smooth timeline playback, even on lower specifications, whereas Windows is also pretty good, especially with Adobe Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve, but may need some more tuning for smooth performance. So I think that in video editing, macOS, especially for Final Cut Pro, wins, I think. And now let's talk about graphic design and image editing, which is also pretty important for me. So macOS has strong performance for graphic design, also something that isn't really about the system itself, but it's about the hardware which comes with Mac. Since macOS can be only installed on Mac devices, you always know that you have that Retina display, which is very good at reproducing the actual colors and just don't give you false colors, especially if you disable a True Tone. True Tone is great for like everyday use, but for professionals, True Tone may be a bit disruptive and may cause some inconsistencies in color. But besides that, Retina display has not only great color reproduction, I think it's one of the best displays out there in the market, but also it has just great resolution. Also macOS features native support for tools like Affinity or Adobe Suite. Windows is also strong in graphic design and image editing, especially for Photoshop or Illustrator, but has less UI polish and color management consistency. So I think that in this case macOS is also slightly the winner for cleaner system integration and UI experience. Now let's talk about 3D modeling and animation, whereas macOS has a bit limited functionality since many 3D tools like 3ds Max are Windows only, and also on macOS there's weaker GPU support historically. Now it's getting a bit better, but still on Windows you can get whichever GPU you like, and on macOS you're limited to only the Apple GPUs right now with the Apple Silicon, and in the past only the ones that were included. Of course, on Mac Pro from 2019 you could add any GPU that you like that was supported. Not all of them were, unfortunately, but many of the good ones were. So you could add a good GPU inside, but it was a very expensive computer, and I think most of the people use like Mac Studio these days if they are professional, or just a Mac Mini or a MacBook, maybe a MacBook Pro or iMac. So these are not like the strongest machines. They don't have an option to put a physical GPU inside with like the whole graphics card. So I think that in this case the Windows, with its superior software support like Blender, Maya, 3ds Max, ZBrush or Houdini, and better driver level control, wins clearly over macOS for serious 3D work. Now let's talk about architecture design, which is sort of similar to 3D modeling in this case, because macOS also has limited support. For example, Revit, Lumion or Autodesk. Some Autodesk programs are Windows only or just have reduced functionality, but ArchiCAD, I think that's how you name it, or SketchUp work well, but performance is in rendering heavy workflows is often lower. And by the way, in architecture design, I'm not speaking from my experience, I'm speaking from the experience of users that have reported in online, because I don't do architecture design. I do 3D modeling, graphics editing, image like video editing or music production. So these things I'm speaking from my own experience, but architecture design is based on the other users' knowledge. So this is what I was able to find. Then Windows has strong support for industry standard software like Revit, AutoCAD, Rhino, 3ds Max as I've mentioned, Lumion and V-Ray, and has better performance in real-time rendering and plugin compatibility. So the winner is Windows, by a wide margin for both software availability and workflow compatibility. Now, music production. So macOS has its like the industry favorite Logic Pro software, which is exclusive for macOS, and I think it's like one of the best softwares that you can get for music production. It has great audio latency handling, Core Audio framework, and broad plugin support. Whereas Windows is also strong with FL Studio, Ableton, and others, but audio drivers like ASAO or WASAPI can be more finicky. The winner is, of course, macOS for stability and pro-level DAW integration. And now streaming and content creation, which I'm also pretty familiar with. macOS can run OBS and other tools that will work well, but has fewer plugins and capture device options, whereas Windows is just more flexible in that matter. It has better hardware support and superior OBS plugin ecosystem. So the winner in streaming and content creation is Windows, especially for the live content. And now let's just sum up the software availability. So macOS has fewer total options, but high quality, professional grade tools, and some exclusives, whereas Windows has broader range, especially in niche and legacy tools, and more compatibility with creative plugins. The winner in software availability is Windows for sheer volume and flexibility. Now let's talk about system stability and performance. macOS is very stable under heavy creative loads, optimized for specific workflows, for example video and audio, and Windows is more customizable but can be less predictable under stress without tuning. So the winner in this case is macOS for smoother, low maintenance performance, and my overall verdict is that macOS is better for video editing, image editing, graphic design, and music production, especially if you're deep in Apple's ecosystem and prefer plug-and-play reliability, whereas Windows is better for 3D modeling, streaming, architecture design, and creators who need maximum software or hardware flexibility or work across multiple toolsets. And let me know in the comments down below which one suits you more, and which of these things mentioned in the video do you do? Are you a professional or content creator, or want to begin with some of these? And that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.